All right, let's get this thing started. On the screen, so we're going to move through this a little bit quickly today because I want to get to some of the plays that we're going to look at. If you have any questions, of course, at any time, feel free to post them or type them to me directly. If you have a question after this class or sometime in between classes, you can always email me, dustin@tradingwings.com. Okay, interesting today, we had GIS got a good move. Warren Buffett bought another company, and that helped this company. We're shooting for that $45 target, and which is a really big move here for this GIS if you look at it. We've had this one for a long time. This is our oldest play, and going into it, remember we talked about this was going to be a slower play because this one just moves real slow. And boy, we're just so close to hitting that $45 target. Now today went a long, I mean that was probably 2 weeks worth of a move all in one day. Keep in mind our target is 45 if you have that position with us. We're getting close. NWL, it's our second oldest play here. What's going to happen with NWL, I'm going to leave this up to you guys here. Our target is at $25. Okay, that's just above this range. If it gets above this range right here, no doubt, I'm going to highlight it. It will go right to $25, probably quite a bit further. I told you guys that I'm not in the position that I want to be raising our targets anymore. I want to just start letting some of these symbols hit their targets. So I'm not going to adjust that. I'm going to still say $25. Just keep in mind there's a chance for potentially a lot more than just that $25. Now, if you were going to shoot for more on any play, this is the one you'd want to do it on because our stop loss is very generous, or not stop loss, our stop price is very generous at the moment, meaning we're shooting for $22 here. The stock would have to come all the way back down here to hit it. And even if it did hit that price, we're still going to make 11% on the play. So, you know, if you're going to raise a target, I guess this would be the one to do it to because either way, you're going to make a decent amount of money. So I'm just letting you know, $25 over here is still our target. Oh, I'm not going to adjust it. All right. There we go. Moving on. PKI, not much happened out of that one today. Kind of quiet. Well, over the last few days, kind of quiet actually. VMC, you take a look at that. Pull this back up for you. If you ever see this in this dark color, we've wrapped that one up. That means this play is done. Fortunately, this one pulled back and hit our stop loss. So we were able to raise it to where we were only risking 3%. Not sure what happened today. It happened all in the first 5 minutes with this one. It came down and hit that. So we lost 3% on that one. And we're going to take it off. Pop that right out of there. Gotcha. All right, and so we're going to pop it off right off of this too. Remember, oh, let me back up real quick. Now remember on this one, the overall result is a gain, right? Because we've already sold 3/4 of our position, and we sold it at 58.75. So we made 7%, almost 8% on most of the position. We lost. Oops. We lost 3%, right? On 1/4 of the position. So overall, we made money. Just kind of sucks to lose on that last piece. All right, so keep that in mind there as well. And now I'll get rid of it. Okay, moving on. Moving on. We did VMC. VRX came within a few cents of hitting our target. Remember, we had $68 for that target. It hit $67.98. Took a day off. Then the next day, hit $67.98 again. I don't know who's selling up there at $67.98. They need to get out of the way. We have $68 as a target, and so very, very close. Oh, interesting. $67.98. Then the next day, $67.81. The next day, $67.98. The very next day, $67.81. Somebody's selling in there. So we are still shooting for $68 on that VRX. All is looking good. And again, I got a bad, the weekly chart's messing up my other charts. I mean, that's obviously not real what happened. Platform just has to adjust, or it's going to stay like that for a while. All right, FBHS, we've hit our first target on that one. This was one of the more speculative plays that we did. We've been in this one now for going on 7 weeks. It's been basically straight up ever since. We're waiting to hit that second target. No new news for you there. Hasn't hit the second target yet, so we wait. One that is getting close to hitting a target is MCHP. Microchip had some news on earnings, I believe, gapped up, something like that. We're shooting for $38 if my orders are correct here. Yeah, $38 is our next and final target. We're getting closer. All right, so good move here after the gap up. Those are ones we're waiting on second targets. Some of the newer plays. We've got Target slowly moving in the right direction. I don't like all the back and forth, but if you look back, this is what Target does. Very similar to, I mean, these stocks are not related, but if you look at the symbol J and J, very similar to what this one does at times. So if you see that, if you look at a symbol and you say, well, going back, I see lots of tails on both sides, and you just know to expect it. UPS, another good example, right? When we played that one, lots of back and forth, big moves, but as long as we're moving in the right direction, I'm happy. Taking a quick look, we're still waiting on our first target there for the symbol TGT. 65.50 is where we're at. Newer play, just getting started. We're up a little bit. No reason to expect any more or less at the moment. So all is good there. HP, remember we talked about some of these shorts. We do have a couple shorts going. This one is struggling. Remember we said as we move up into 1550 to 1575 on the S&P, we're going to look for some shorts. I just don't believe we'll get through that on the first run or the first try. So we said we try some shorts, but to keep in mind, you're in the middle of a perfect uptrend, the most easily understood uptrend in a long time. So to have shorts, you want to be generous with the stop. I don't know if we were generous enough, but we'll see on HP. We are hitting some price resistance up here. Don't want to see the volume getting heavier, but it is. And we also have our long-term indicators playing, waiting for their opportunity to short. So hopefully we'll see a pullback on that very soon. GIL is basically to even right now where we were. Had a big kind of fall apart day there. Didn't quite hit that first target, and now we're right back where we started very slowly. Expect to see this one probably drop over the next few days. I don't think it's going to all of a sudden take off to new highs on GIL. So that's our other short, and that's it. Those are the only shorts at the moment, and as you can see, that's the way you want to be. If you have a portfolio full of short positions, you're probably not very happy. All right, VCI, also a very new play for us. And so this one poked up to new highs today, but really nothing exciting to report on that one. Poked up there to new highs, kind of finished the day a little bit green. Pretty quiet, really. Not a lot of volume today, so nothing new to say there. MTGE had a secondary the other day, blasted out 17+ million shares. That should be over with now, and we could be on our way from what we were initially looking for. So MTGE, a couple days there where it's been quiet, nothing really besides the gap down has happened. Big gap up day, they took care of it, sold all those shares, and now it's nice and quiet. Hopefully we get back to this sort of business here, and we'll see what happens. Lastly, LOPE broke out to new highs there, got a lot of attention. It's been a little bit quiet. Notice today when it dropped, it was bought up very quickly. So that's a good sign for LOPE, and looking for good things going forward on that one. Again, these are some of the newer plays, so there's not a lot to say until they get moving one way or the other, you know. What I really want to talk about are some new plays going forward. Market's up 7 weeks now, or almost 7 weeks. Very tough to be aggressively buying more positions, right? I mean, you certainly would anticipate at least, if not a pullback, something like we saw back here last week, just a bunch of days of nothing in kind of a weird range, some up days, some down days, but overall no real progress. So I'm looking for either some of that or let's just get it over with. Let's get up there, hit that target, and start to pull back. That's why I'm not raising any targets from here. I just want any long positions, I want them to hit their targets. I don't want to keep pushing. Remember our discussion going back to Tuesday. With that in mind, there are some plays that we can look at. Keep in mind that, as I said at the end of last week, any new plays that you take will be the most volatile out of your entire portfolio. As you get closer to big targets or areas where everybody's thinking about taking profits, you're going to see more volatility in the individual stocks. So just a fair warning on that again. We talked about BCPC. This is a real light volume name, but when it gets over that high, I guarantee it won't be a light volume day, at least for this symbol. We're looking for $39 on it. So close. Hit $38.85. This is one, as I mentioned before, very low volume. If you're going to try to buy a lot of shares, don't expect to get them all at one price. It has a decent spread throughout the day. It's very low volume, very aggressive. If you don't like that, maybe skip this one. All right. So still looking for that $39 to shoot for on BCPC. I want to mention one or two others here. This symbol kind of came up late day. I put it on the list, so I want to see how we go from here. It's just a simple little weekly breakout. There's not anything new or exciting about it. Basically, the high is right around 69.50, and it poked above that. I'm going to put that down as an entry for tomorrow. The only sort of warning... Now, if my earnings thing is correct here, they might have earnings tomorrow morning before the market opens. So that's the only warning. My earnings calendar has been very inaccurate lately, so I'm not sure if that's the case. But 69.50, shoot for that on this IPGP. Very simple, just a weekly breakout. So if you don't like breakouts, don't do this one. But there's no magic to this. Got a lot of attention late in the day. A lot of quick buying, lots of volume there. I like that. So I bet you that continues into tomorrow. I'm going to put 69.50 as an entry. I'll bet you'll pay a little bit higher to get in, and that's fine. If it gaps up, 6-7%, stop. Just walk away. If it gaps up 2%, that's it. Don't chase it any further than that. That's assuming that my earnings calendar is correct. So I'll put that one down and post that on the blog. Just a couple others I put to watch just as we go forward here. MOS trying to take out some highs and actually do something. If you look back on the weekly chart, it has done nothing since last year this time. Right, so it looks like it's trying to take out that high. I have nothing new for an entry for you just yet. Kind of want to see what happens here. It's an agriculture stock, and we'll see. And DGI, just one to watch here. Nice easy uptrend. Good pullback. I like these pullbacks here to our 50. Not necessarily an entry at the moment, but I will keep you posted. Now, those of you that like those counter trend plays, I got an email going, well, probably 3 weeks back now, people looking for some of these counter trend plays. I personally don't look for them that often, but I found one. This TVL. Seems to be a wild stock lately, but here's your counter trend play. Very, very, very extended. Lots of selling over the past couple days. The only negative here is that there was a really quick drop this morning, and they bought it up all day, real slow. However, this is one of those very extended plays that some people like to try to short, if even for just a little profit there. You can keep an eye on that one. I'd say to wait for it to get under $12 again, but those of you that like those, I said I would look for a few of them for you. I won't post this one as one to play, just because that's something I don't look at very often. So I wouldn't play it with you guys. But there you go, helped you out. And then Xilinx is just one of my favorite semiconductor stocks to look at. The only thing here is I want to let it get overdone. So we're looking at the semiconductor sector. Oops, that's not that. That's over here. There we go. I'm waiting for that semiconductor sector to get all the way up here to these prior highs, and then I'm going to start picking on some of those. Banks and semiconductors will always be the first to roll over. So That's just a heads up. No specific play on that one just yet. So for now, we're sticking with BCPC. All right, $39. Maybe we'll get it tomorrow. Kind of looks like it. That one's already posted for you. IPGP, again, kind of a no-namer. There'll be plenty of volume here, though. 69.50, but I anticipate that it might start a little bit higher tomorrow. Not a problem. And that's it. You might like this DGI. I'm going to wait for an entry on that one, give you a better price. So we're going to go with those two as of the official sort of calls or plays for tomorrow. TVL, again, if you like it, take a look at it. I'm not going to say anything further. All right, sound good? IPGP and BCPC. If you have any questions or anything, now's a good time. Otherwise, like I said, you can always email me. Always checking that thing. Dustin@tradingwings.com should you want to send me an email. And what I'm going to do is live up to my end of the bargain here and get you guys out a little early. Again, happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate that. Or if you have a significant other, I guess you better be celebrating that. And yeah, I'll post this to the blog, and I'm going to post these plays that we talked about as well for those that couldn't make it. Oh, heads up, by the way, we are closed on Monday. Monday is a market holiday, so we'll be closed as well. Monday coming up. Thank you. I would have forgot that. All right, I'm going to take the screen down and wrap it up. Enjoy.